Steve Vetsch coming out at heavyweight. And this season we will call it heavyweight, and we will be right. It is no longer unlimited.
Okay, let's do our wrestling in here. Set.
And this year is the first season you can't weigh more than 275 in this weight class.
Watch your hand.
Steve Vetsch is from Saratoga Springs, New York. And Jeff Farrow for Cornell is from Dayton, Ohio.
Let him in, Cornell. Let's go.
My classmate Tom Healy is taking credit out of Saratoga Springs, New York.
Here, guys.
He's taking credit for recruiting Steve Vetsch. He's living up in that same fact in Saratoga Springs. Healy played basketball here at the university.
Feet are out here. All right, I want you in here now. I want you wrestling here.
Two guys going at it in the upper body area. I mentioned the name Sprig Gardner. It's a name that he was the foremost high school wrestling coach in the country back in the late 40s and 50s.
Let's go. Let's go.
Shell at one time, his team won 100 straight dual meets up in Mepham, Long Island, which is right around the Garden City area, and it's a reason there's a lot of great wrestlers in the Long Island area, but Mepham High was the premier school back in the 40s and 50s. Sprig Gardner being the coach. They ran 100 straight victories, only to be knocked off by Baldwin, and then they ran off another string of 119, and then Amityville put it to rest. There's a warning.
Out of bounds here, stalling.
Andy Knoll, who has brought a team in today that certainly staying a lot closer to Lehigh. Last year they lost 51-0. This year it's 32-7, and they've been in quite a few of these matches.
Watch your hand.
So it
Lehigh.
took a long time. There's an arm drag attempt, lift on the leg, and we'll get the takedown. With 107 remaining, they cross the line.
Steve Vetsch did everything but carry Jeff Farrow completely across the mat. It started out about in the middle. Let's look at it. He just practically carries him halfway across the mat.
Drives through, going after it. But I'm thinking of the great wrestlers that Sprig Gardner taught and got interested in wrestling. One of the wrestlers, one of your favorite referees, he started his wrestling career because of the lecture he got from Sprig Gardner, was Pascal Perry. George Feuerbach from Lehigh, Kenny Hunt, the Mahoney brothers, Ed, John, and Bob. And you had Bob Berriott and Eddie Eriks.
Was that while Pascal was wrestling, somebody said he ought to be a referee?
Yeah. But one of the Sprig Gardner's career, he had so many great wrestlers come out of Mepham High. And it's sad that it took so long to recognize them. But in 1950, 4 of the semifinalists at 155-pound class were all from Mepham High School. You know, there you are sitting in the semifinals, and 4 of your boys are wrestling against each other. But in 1952, 4 Mepham High grads won the Eastern Intercollegiate title. Bob Homan, Dick and Joe Lemire out of Penn State, and Georgie Feuerbach from Lehigh. All won the Easterns in 1952, and they were all coached by Sprig Gardner.
9 seconds to go in the first period. Steve Vetsch of Lehigh leading 2-1 here at heavyweight against Jeff Farrow. First period coming to a conclusion, and it ends, and it's a 2-1 lead for Vetsch.
Lehigh defers the red. Down.
Lehigh leading 32-7. Grace Hall, the scene of the first home meet of the season. And as we look down the schedule,
get on. Lehigh's leading.
Actually, there will be, well, Larry, it appears like there'll be just one other match here at Grace Hall. It looks like Navy on February 7. I believe all the others will be at Stabler. I had thought that more
Navy is going to be here, and that was the only one that I could think of. But again, I got to remind everybody, the Sheridan tournament's a one-day affair this year.
December 6th for the Sheridan tournament.
10 a.m. in the morning.
Guys.
3 in the afternoon, and then 8 at night. 2-2. Vetsch trying to bring his man down, but they're very close and they're off. No takedown.
I would say, Shell, with a one-day tournament,
Both guys, I want you here.
I don't see how Oregon State could pull the stunt they did last year and decimate the finals with their competitors by leaving early to catch a plane.
Warning here, 1 over there. You're stalling,
Again,
Red.
second warning.
You're blocking up.
That's a 1 point for Lehigh. Makes it 3-2 now. Vetsch out in front. By
Let's go,
virtue of
guys.
that, we have 1 minute left in the heavyweight class. Vetsch in on that leg. Brings the opponent back. But he's out of bounds.
Stand up. Come on in.
Off the edge of the bat.
Let's go. Let's go.
Thad Turner trying to coach his wrestler on
Here and
from
here.
the bench.
Come on. Got a no takedown. Go.
Half a minute.
You know, Shelley, in addition to the noise and the that is brought to play in Grace Hall, another element that I think that gives you that relationship between the wrestler and crowd is the fact that the wrestlers are seated out where people can see them. And down at Stabler, they're all backed up against the wall, and only half the gym can see them. And you kind of lose that identity. The wrestler comes out of almost like in a bullpen. You can't see them where you and I sit on that side because they're lined up against that side. Fans can't get to see the wrestlers until they come out the mat. I like this open area idea, and you can see who's out there and you watch the wrestlers and continue the action and keep your eye on the pretty girls in the stands.
It's your choice. You may spit. Hurry up. These will spit. Choice is barrel. All right. Quickly.
Third period coming up. 4-2 lead for Steve Vetsch. We want to remind you the next telecast here on Channel 39 will be next Sunday.
You're down, face me.
December 7th at 11 in the morning. We'll bring you the Lehigh Wilkes meet that will have been
warned once and
played
twice.
up at Wilkes College this coming Tuesday.
Get on.
And we'll have that for you next Sunday. So if you didn't make it up to Wilkes-Barre, or you can't make it up on Tuesday, join us next Sunday at 11.
Vetsch trying to come out, but legs are put in there by Jeff Farrow.
No.
John Reese always has a
All right, let's go.
very competitive team up at Wilkes. One of the greats of wrestling, athletic director and wrestling coach,
Let's
John
go.
Reese.
Let's go.
Be a pleasure to see him again, Larry.
Pleasure to go to Hoddles again. There's a cradle attempt put in there, but cross body ride in a standing position. Vetsch rolls through, trying to duck the elbow. This is whoever gets it. Doesn't get it.
One.
Getting up too high. Vetsch may get exposure points. Definitely a near fall situation. And pick up either three-point near fall so far. 32-7, the team score.
Vetsch is trailing now 5-4 and about to tack on a very crucial riding point now to make it 6-4. It will be 6-4 at least, and unless Vetsch escapes, Cornell will have won 3 out of the last 4 and will go into double figures on the board as they go off. So Vetsch will need an escape to tie, and he'll have a little more than half a minute to do it.
An escape won't do it. Well,
that's right. He'll have to have an escape and a takedown. That's correct.
Or a reversal. So that's the situation with 35 seconds. He better move quickly.
He's wrestling aggressive, both guys now.
So far, Farrow's been good at slipping in a leg and anchoring him. No, he's not moving. When you sit there like that, and give a guy a chance to drop a leg in, you got to blow out on that whistle. You can't wait. And Farrow can sit there and win. Literally sit there and win.
Seconds to go.
Let go, let go. Potentially dangerous.
Potentially dangerous hold will break it.
You're down, Lehigh.
We go back into that starting position, and he's got to go
position.
Bang when that whistle goes. You can't sit there and say, set. What am I going to do? It's got to be at the whistle. Bang. There's the bang.
I think Vetsch had a chance there and did not cash it in.
I don't know. I don't know if the time ran out or not. I think the time did.
I think the time ran out.
I think the time ran out. I would say if we could get a replay on art.
After the buzzer, no reversal.
No reversal.
No reversal.
No reversal. And that will be a 5-4 victory for Jeff Farrow. And 3 team points on the board. Cornell has 10. Lehigh wins by a score of 32-10. And Larry, in your closing comments, I think this match, at least as far as Lehigh is concerned, I think Thad Turner has to hope that perhaps it will not be characteristic of Lehigh's season, particularly in the fact of what a lot of people thought at the beginning, that Lehigh would do well in the beginning bouts and would have problems in the end, and Lehigh lost 3 out of the last 4.
Yeah, which we said earlier in the pregame, they'll get the lead in the first 5 weight classes, 6 weight classes, and then cross your fingers for the remaining 4. But I thought Boyson stemmed the tide. He looked very good tonight, so he's looking good at 90. Lehigh's thin I would say in the upper weights, just to put it bluntly.
167 and 177 tonight. Mike Ekberg and Derek Brophy could not win. Steve Vetsch did a respectable job here at heavyweight, but he lost by a point. Let's take a look now at the final matchups and how they went today. Lehigh winning by a score of 32-10. At 118, Hartman won by a score of 14-6. Rick got out in front, lost a little bit of steam, but managed to win by 8. At 126, Epperly in his first varsity match, a close one, winning by a score of 10-8. At 134, Herman looking very good. Joe, freshman from Sayville, New York, by a fall to win. At 142, Jim Frick looked very good with an 18-3 impressive technical fall victory. At 150, Chad Watkins looked very good, 13-8 in his win over Stalford of Cornell. He wrestled for Peter Yazzo. Tommy Togas handled Eric Schaub easily, 16-1. At 167, however, Andy Rice dominated Ekberg of Lehigh by a score of 8-1. And at 177, the senior, Mike Salm, easily won over Derek Brophy, 10-2. And as Larry mentioned, at 190, Ivan Boyson, very impressive in a 14-5 victory over Anderson. And in the match you just saw, heavyweight, Farrow winning by a score of 6-4. So the final score is Lehigh 32, Cornell 10. We want to remind you the next telecast on Channel 39 will be next Sunday at 11 a.m. in the morning, and it will be Lehigh versus Wilkes. We'll be up in Wilkes-Barre next Tuesday to bring you that match, and we'll have it back on Channel 39 next Sunday at 11 o'clock, so join us then. We hope you've enjoyed it, so until next time, this is Shel Siegel speaking for Larry Sheridan, saying so long from Grace Hall and the campus of Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
This has been a Color Sports production of WLVT-TV, Channel 39 in the Lehigh Valley.